Hello everyone, welcome to the Decodes. So we have seen so far in our playlist lots of stuff about array, right? Now there might be a question in your mind that if arrays are so perfect, why do we need any other data structure at all, right? In fact, say when the computers were first developed, the arrays were the most commonly used data structure. But as soon as things started to complicate a little, so there we needed some other data structures as well. So, if we do not understand the limitations of array, we will never appreciate the beauty of other data structures. So, before going to any other data structure, say for an example, we will be starting with linked list after this. So, before going there, let us understand the limitations of array, or say why do we need linked list at all, right? Now, before going to say the limitation part, because we have seen so far a lot of stuffs of array, so let us just appreciate this particular thing, or say let us just see the applications or say the advantages of this particular array, right? Let's just sum up. We have already talked about these things. Let's just sum it up. So if we see the application part, I have written few things. The first thing is students' marks. Suppose say as I have talked rigorously that how array can be applied in real life. If you want to store student marks, that can be stored inside say int marks. Marks is an array which is of type integer, which is storing 40 values, right? We can store student marks. We can similarly store say cricket scorecard runs of 11 batsmen. We can store like this. Then monthly sales of say a particular organization. So we can store like float sales 12, whatever. Just I'm giving you some idea that how array can be used in the real life. What are the application that array can have? Next is the image representation. What is the meaning of image representation? How the images are represented basically? It is represented using the concept of pixel. I hope you have heard this. Okay. So now, if you see there is an int image 300, 300. What is this? This is nothing but a 2D array. Right? And there is a concept says 0 and 255. 0 means black and 255 means white. Right? So this is a grayscale image or all these things. So image can be also represented using 2D arrays as well. Then there is say matrix operations. What is matrix operations? Say you can again write say int matrix 3, 2D array or something like that. And this particular matrix is used rigorously in say things like AI, machine learning and all this stuff. So if you see this array is having so much of application, right? As we have already talked in several videos, I have talked about several applications, right? So I'm just summing it up that in real life you can apply it anywhere like these things, right? So this is a really important data structure to know, right? Now, if you see the advantages, this is what I'm talking about the applications. But if you want to talk about the advantages of array, try to make sure that you understand the advantages as well, right? To appreciate how array is working, or say why do we need array at all, or say what are the benefits we are getting from array. Now if you see fast access, brilliant advantage, right? What is the meaning of fast access? Suppose say there is an array of some elements are there, say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So how do we access array elements? We have talked rigorously. We access it through these indices. We access through this index. We do not need to traverse the entire array. We do not need to search for anything. To access any element, we simply go by this and we write ARR3. We will be getting this value. Correct? So this is the one of the most brilliant advantages of array. That is, we do not need to do it. This is a constant time operation. We just need order of 1 time. The time complexity is order of 1 for accessing one element of an array. Correct? Next thing is, so this is a huge advantage because we do not need to traverse search, just like I have said. Next thing is this one. Easy to understand. But before that, see why this access is this fast? Because of contiguous memory allocation. Because of contiguous memory allocation, we can clearly say there are some rules to calculate the addresses, there are some rules to fetch from that addresses, there are some things that we have seen so far. There are 2 videos available for 1D array as well as 2D array. So because of the contiguous memory allocation, it can straight away go there, I can fetch it. Right? We have already talked. This is the fast access. Now this is easy to understand. Obviously, if you are trying to learn some data structure before going to any other data structure, if you are learning array, you will find it interesting, you will find it at least easier compared to the other data structures. So it is really easy to understand, which makes your job easier, right? Next is memory efficient. So what do I mean by memory efficient? Try to understand, in case of array, if you see this, in case of array, each block is storing the data, is storing the value. We do not need to store any other random stuff. We are only storing the value that are actually needed, that will be actually fetched. We do not need to store the address. We do not need to store anything else. We are storing the actual data. So for in case of linked list, when you start with the linked list after this, so you will be seeing there in every block we need to store the address. In every node we need to store the address of the next element to make sure that it is getting connected. But in case of array, I'm not going over there right now. You'll be seeing it. I'll be making sure that everything is clear, crystal clear. So now in array, if you see, there are 5 elements. Only the elements are present. We do not need to store any other extra data, any other extra information. So that's why this array becomes memory efficient. So this is all about the application part as well as the advantages of array. Now, as I have said that we will be moving to linked list. But before moving to linked list, we need to understand what are the drawbacks of array, what are the limitations of array, why do we need linked list at all? This question, that array seems perfect, then why other data structure? Right? This question will be answered using the limitations of array. When you see the limitations of array. See the first thing, fixed size problem. What do I mean by fixed size problem? Suppose say there is an array int ARR 50. Say this is like int student 50. So what is the meaning? There is a classroom of capacity of 50 students. Suppose there is a lateral entry and we want to take the 51st student. Can we take it? The answer is no. So this is a problem, right? Because whenever you are trying to define an array, whenever you are trying to declare an array, you are writing int ARR 50. That means 50 contiguous blocks are allocated. But whenever the 51st element is coming, we cannot give that element the enough space to sit on it. Because we will be saying it is full. There is no space. Correct? For an example, in train reservation system, particular compartment is having suppose 72 seats. If the 73rd passenger goes, it goes to the waiting list and the tickets will be cancelled. That like they'll be saying that there is no tickets available. It is houseful, like that. Right? So there is a problem, fixed size problem. We cannot, fetch it. We cannot extend it. We cannot say grow it whenever we need it. Next thing is memory wastage. Just like this, there is a reverse or opposite side of it. Suppose I am writing int seats 100. Suppose you have booked, say, a wedding venue with 100 guests in your mind, that you have thought that like 100 guests will be available for your party. 100 guests will be coming for your party. But only say the 20 number of guests arrived. So all the 80 seats will be wasted. But because you have already booked a venue, you have already given the money. So for in this case, you have already taken 100 contiguous memory allocation for 100, say, integers. So in that case, this 80 will be wasted. Only 20 is needed, so 80 will be wasted. Right? The third one is, say, costly insertion. What do I mean by costly insertion? Suppose say there is an array. Suppose say there is an array. Say 5, 4, 7, 8, 2, 3. Now I want to insert some element in the array at the very beginning. At the very beginning. So say I want to insert 10 at the very beginning. Right? So in that case, what do we need to do? We need to give some space. We need to give some space. Suppose say it is written that int ARR 10. So that means what? We are taking an array with 10 elements, but we can take 10 elements, but here there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements are there. So we can obviously put one more element over there, right? So we want to put 10, or say we want to put the single digit, we want to put 9, suppose. We want to put 9 because I'm not trying to confuse you because here is 10, here is 10. I'm just taking another number, right? Nothing else. So we want to put 9 at the very beginning. So what do we need to do? We need to give some space. How will we give it? You need to shift this element, then this element here, this element here, this element here, this element here, this element here. Then this block will be empty. Then you can put 9. So how it will look then? 9, 5, 4, 7, 8, 2, 3. So if you can see, if we want to insert at the very beginning, this is the worst case scenario, we need to shift all the other elements. Almost n shifts are needed. So in that case, the time complexity becomes order of n. So this insertion becomes a very costly operation, right? Same goes for deletion. The same thing goes for deletion. Suppose say there is an array. Suppose say there is an array 5, 4, 7, 8. This same array 2, 3. Now we want to delete. Say this 5 we want to delete. So in that case, if we simply delete it, will it work? The answer is no, right? Suppose say we want to delete this 7 for an example. If we delete it, will it work? If we do not do anything, just remove it. The answer is no, because this will not be contiguous. If the 7 is not there, then suppose this memory location is 1000 or say 100, this is 104, this is 108, this is 112, and so on. Now see, after 104, 112 will come. So this is not contiguous. So we need to do something. So whenever we delete this, we need to do shiftings like this. In case of insertion, it was shifting right side. In case of deletion, it will be shrinking. It will be coming this side, right? So in case of worst case, what is the worst case scenario? When we delete the first element. In that case, all the elements need to be shifted one place. Need to be shifted one place, like that. Like that. 4 will come here because 5 will be removed. Right? So again, in case of deletion, how many shifts are needed in worst case? That is, n shifts are needed. So the time complexity becomes again order of n. So this particular deletion again becomes a costly operation. Correct? So insertion, deletion, both are becoming costly operation. Correct? Now see the last one. Very, very important one. Contiguous memory allocation. So if you have seen, I have said that for fast access, this contiguous memory allocation was a key factor. That because it was contiguous memory allocated, so we can access it fast. But it has a disadvantage as well. Right? If it is contiguous memory allocation is there in case of array, suppose say for an example, I am just giving you some idea. Suppose say there are 5 blocks. There are 5 blocks. Say the address is from 1000 to 1099, then 1100 to 1199, then 1200 to 1299, then say 1300 to 1399, and say 1400 to 1499. Suppose say this particular part is free, okay, and this is not free, or say allocated, then again free, then allocated, or say not free, okay, then free. So if you see, from the location 1000 to 1099 is free, that is this particular 100 memory unit of memory is free, but then the next one is not free, then the next one is free, not free, free. So how it is looking like? It is looking something like this. Say it is 1000 and it is 1099. So this particular part is free, that is empty. Then there is up to this is say 1199. So this is not free. Then this is 1299. This is free. Then 1399. This is not free. Then 1499. Suppose this is free. Now if you see how many, or say what is the total amount of free space. If you want to see, this is 100 total, this is 100, this is 100. So total 300 free spaces are available. But can we put 300? If we need to say put like this, int ARR, say this is 300 bytes I am talking about. So 300 byte means we can fit at least 75 integer. Because why? Because each integer take 4 bytes. So 4 into 75 is equals to 300. So can we put 75 here? Can we put 75 here? Because we can see 300 space is available, unit of space is available, 300 bytes are available. But can we put 75? Because to accommodate 75 integers, we need 75 into 4, that is 300 unit of space, and 300 unit of space is available. But the answer is no. Because whenever you are writing this, they will be asking for 300 contiguous space, 300 contiguous byte. But is it available contiguous? Even if it is available, it is non-contiguous. Because there is some non-free space sitting in between. So you cannot give this 300, even if it is available. So the space was there, the space is there, but we cannot allocate because it is not contiguous. An array should be contiguous. So if we have seen that contiguous memory allocation has given us one advantage, but this is a huge disadvantage, this contiguous memory allocation is also giving. That even if there is free space, we cannot accommodate this particular thing. We cannot utilize all the space. So that is a huge problem. So now the question is, because we have seen there is a fixed size problem, there is a memory wastage, you cannot shrink and grow. Say there is a costly insertion, costly deletion. So the insertion and deletion will be taking a lot of time, as well as contiguous memory allocation. So if we take the reverse path, that is, grow and shrink when needed. We need easier insertion and easier deletion might be, and no contiguous memory involvement. So can we have a data structure that gives all of this? The answer is yes, and that is nothing but linked list. So whatever we have talked in case of the limitations of an array, exactly if we reverse it, that is grow and shrink when needed, so that is this is opposite, and then easier insertion, easier deletion, then again opposite of this one and opposite of this one, then there is no contiguous memory requirement, opposite of this one. So if we take all the opposites and if we want to take another data structure, so can we make it? So the answer is yes, it is already been made by some computer scientist. Okay, the people who were working with these things previously, and that is known as linked list. Right? So next we'll be starting with this linked list. So I hope the bridge, why do we need linked list, what is the problem with array, what is the starting point of linked list is absolutely clear to you all. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next videos.